G'day, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my round 9 recap of the NRL, where we're going to be getting into one of the most shocking rounds of the year, in my opinion. It was very hard for me to think of what was the game of the round. That was one of the hardest things, but the calls were absolutely disgusting. I reckon I'll use some language here. So just a little bit of heads up. I'm really pissed off about some of these games. I'm quite happy that Parramatta won, but I'm excited to speak about these games for how controversial a lot of the refereeing was throughout round 9.
Subscribe to Entertainer.
So the first game saw the Cowboys at home take on the Sydney Roosters, going down 42 points to 16. They had a bit of a late comeback, scoring some points, but the Roosters were deadly here. Matty Kavalu with 5 tries against Ben Hampton. It was an average game of football. I didn't think much of it. I'm shocked that at halftime, I'm pretty sure it was 12-6. So the Cowboys were right in it, and they really were in it. I'm not going to lie, they were really in it. There were a lot of drop balls from the Roosters. Cowboys looked okay. I back him every week, but besides Scott Drinkwater, love him as a player. I think he'd rather forget about that game, to be honest. Kyle felt missing from in front of the post. That was shocking as well. Matty Kavalu, mate, 5 tries in that match. Was just the start of a round that had a lot of tries from certain players, and it was good to see that. It was good to see he wasn't even going to be in the starting side. He only found out with about 15 minutes to go, so good to see that. And obviously the Roosters, they're deadly right now. So and they were without Tupou, they were without Cordner, they were without BMOS. So that's really saying something for the Roosters. And I thought Luke Keary had quite a good game as well. The game saw the Titans take on the New Zealand Warriors. And the Warriors have been playing some good football at Central Coast and some shocking football away. This one here was a very close loss to them, 16 points to 12. Props to the Titans. I thought they played quite well. I didn't think Ash Taylor had his... he hasn't been in the greatest... He was really good the last couple weeks. I'd say 3 weeks prior to the last fortnight. The last 2 weeks, we really haven't seen him at his best. So worrying signs there. Hopefully Ash can get back to playing some good footy, because we've seen it and we know what he's capable of. As a $1 million player, I really hope he can get back to his best. And obviously there's some personal issues there for him. Corey Thompson, he's really impressive at fullback for the Titans. Moe Fotuaika, I speak about him every goddamn week, and why not speak about him? He's just outstanding. But were the Warriors given a chance in this game? Obviously they scored points. They didn't get a penalty all game. They had some shocking call. This was the start of shocking call. And props to the Titans for getting the win. They fought hard, and honestly, I think they deserved it. They played a bit better. But we've got to look at the fact that the Warriors got no penalty. We've got to look at the fact that there was some shocking call going against the Warriors. I don't think they were robbed, though. I think the Titans were the better team, but I definitely think that it needed to be addressed. But Titans picking up their second win of 2020. This game I was really looking forward to, between the South Sydney Rabbitohs and the West Tigers. Rabbitohs haven't been playing their best footy, but I think we all see them in finals. I think we can all agree that the Rabbitohs are probably going to play final, and I don't know. It's a big if, but it seems obvious. I don't know why, but the Tigers weren't great here. They really, really weren't great here. Nofaluma was average. Harry Grant was really quiet. As for the Rabbitohs, I thought Campbell Graham and James Roberts were fantastic. Dane Gagai scored a hat-trick. Dane Gagai obviously owe the world thanks to last week. But I tipped the Tigers here. I was disappointed they didn't get up. But honestly, I was disappointed in their performance. South looked like a better team here. There's still a lot of errors in this game. And it was really tough on the Josh Reynolds, Latrell Mitchell situation there. So I'm not sure if that was handled correctly. It didn't look like there was too much intent in that. However, I can understand in regards to consistency. But yeah, I didn't think it was a great game of footy. It definitely wasn't up game of the round for mine. But the Rabbitohs for mine, they looked quite good, but that's one game out of the last 5 that I think they've personally looked good. The Cronulla Sharks take on the Penrith Panthers, and I expected this to be the game of the round. I wanted it to be the game of the round, but I didn't think it was. 56 points to 24. Well, there you go. Cronulla's not winning the premiership. Any team that gets 50 put on them throughout the year. Still waiting for Parramatta to score 50. Still waiting for that. Obviously, we got close against the Titans in round 2. But enough of that. Charlie Staines. Charlie Staines. Say it with me. Charlie Staines. 4 tries on NRL debut. It was a round of tries. You know what? We had Charlie Staines. We had, what's his name? Matty Kavalu. We had a hat-trick for Dane Gagai. We had, was there anyone who doubled up in the Dragons game? No, I don't think so. But it was still lots of debutants performing well. In this game, I thought Dylan Edwards was really good. I thought Dylan Edwards and Liam Martin had a real good game for the Penrith Panthers. As for the Sharks, I think Sean Johnson has been in some really good form, and I think that continued this week, so I think he'll take a lot of confidence out of that match. I also thought that, oh my God, I'm forgetting right now who I thought was good. I'm sorry. Jesse Ramian was decent. Oh, Billy Burns for the Panthers. Billy Burns was outstanding. Billy Burns had a real good game off the bench. Kick out. There's a real strike power in that Penrith side. They're quite worrying this year. Obviously, the Sharks weren't at their best, but they definitely put some points in. Britton Nakora put some points in. Blake Brayley looked quite good and comfortable in the number 9 jersey. I still think he's getting that experience and developing as a player. But obviously, Penrith too good here, and they're looking scary, the Penrith Panthers. Brisbane Broncos take on the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Broncos were desperate for a win, and they got one here, 26 points to 8. As for the Broncos, I thought Corey Oates looked really good in that lock position. I think he even scored the first try of the match. He looked really comfortable. Xavier Coates on the wing. Broncos looked quite dangerous here. I know it was only against the Dogs, so I don't want to read too much into it. As for the Dogs, I thought Josh Jackson had a real good game. Luke Thompson played some good footy. Not as good as I was expecting, but he's only just playing his first game at NRL, so give him some time before he runs over your Taumalolo. And well, I can't wait for Cowboys Dogs. Luke Thompson up against Taumalolo. Luke Thompson's on report, so that's really worrying. Hopefully nothing happens there. I'd love to see him play more game. Tavita Pangai Jr. was probably the best player on the field in this match. Tavita Pangai Jr. was absolutely outstanding. Asako was good as well. The Broncos team really came together, as I said, against the Dogs, so that worries me. But they did look quite good, and I think they'll take a lot of confidence getting a win. I think they'll be really happy. They've got the West Tigers this week at Leichhardt. Leichhardt will be a very tough game for them, but they're coming off a win here. So if you are a Broncos fan, be proud. You've got a win on the board, and hopefully you get some more in 2020. The next game saw the Canberra Raiders at home take on the Melbourne Storm. If you know me, I don't use the term robbed much. For a fact, the Canberra Raiders were fucking robbed. Honestly, 20 points to 14. I said 26-20. I took the Storm by 6. Awesome that I got my tip. The Storm and the Raiders both played quite well in this match. In the second half, there was a lot of drop ball in the first half. There were some shithouse calls against the Canberra Raiders. The Simonson call is ludicrous. It's infuriating. You're trying to tell me that someone going for the ball is trying to take a player out? That moment was a game changer. Unfortunately, Bailey Simonson's final game of 2020, because guys, if you haven't heard yet, he's out for the season. And for the Raiders to play like they did without Josh Hodgson, I honestly think if the refereeing helped, they would have won this game. How many penalties were Melbourne given in a row? I'm pretty sure, and I'm certain, comment below if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it was 8 in a row. And I'm pretty sure the penalty count would have been about 8-3, because Melbourne were favoured to shithouse in this game. And the Raiders should be proud of their performance. They played so good. I honestly think they deserved to win this game. Even if they didn't win this game, the call should have been made the right. And I was really hoping that on Saturday night there was all these stuff up and we wouldn't see it again on Sunday. But boy, was I fucking wrong. The next game saw the Newcastle Knights take on the Parramatta Eels, and both of these sides didn't turn up at their best. I expected a lot more in this game. Parramatta took away the win 10 points to 4, so I'm very happy to take away our 8th win of the season, which is just phenomenal for us. I honestly can't believe it. I just want to say, boys weren't at their best, neither were Newcastle. I think Newcastle were favoured to an extent by the refereeing, but I don't think the refereeing is the big issue. The big issue is, how the hell is a foot on the ball before a penalty given not a fucking play the ball? They said Reed's try was denied from whoever it was. I think it was Murata Niokore playing the ball on his foot. And as Sterlo said, how is that not an incorrect play the ball? I was fuming. It was a shit call. And that should have been a try to Reed Marnie. I'm sorry. As I said, I think Tatua Moga played really well for the Newcastle Knights. I thought David Clemmer played decent for the Knights as well. As for us, Reed Marnie's playing ability is just on another level right now. He was fantastic. Dylan Brown was quite good as well. And very happy with the win, but very pissed off with that call. And we're not done yet. And the final game, which in my opinion was the game of the round, the St. George Illawarra Dragons at home against the Manly Seagulls, picking up a 34-4 victory. They flogged them. I picked the first try scorer, which was Joel Thompson. I had a crazy day on Sunday. I won quite a bit of money. Stoked. Manly were really disappointing. Obviously, I thought they were going to lose. I tipped the Dragons, I think, by 2. I didn't expect that kind of loss. But props to the Dragons and the way that they played. Matt Duffy was on another level. Zach Lomax was great. Ravalawa. But Ben Hunt, mate. Cameron McInnes was good too, but Ben Hunt was probably the best player on the field in this match. I loved watching this game. I want to say that I think that a lot of the injuries occurring in the NRL are due to fast-paced games. And I think this is a really fast-paced game and I really enjoyed it. However, another shit call. Daly Cherry Evans got a successful captain's challenge from a knock-on. Knocks the ball on forward, which we've seen so many other times, then regathers possession, but it does come off the Dragon. It's a double knock-on, and it's a Manly knock-on first. Anyway, that is going to be it from me because I've had enough ranting. Dragons Manly game of the round. Probably Raiders Storm in a close second, but controversial as shit. Honestly, I really hope the bunker has a good look at themselves and gets calls right this week. Not the best games coming up. Not an exciting round in round 10, I don't think, unfortunately. But we do have the grand final rematch on Thursday night between the Roosters and the Raiders. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you smash that like button. Tomorrow night, I'll be opening up a box of AFL Prestige, if you know what that is. And I'll be doing a 2019 Elite Collection video, hopefully this weekend, as long as things go to plan. There are some delays with the post. That's going to be it from me. I'm out of here. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later.